Let's see if we can't do something about my boredom.
All right, we're back. Recording session number 2, son. It's a brand new day, a brand new Tenfey. Look, I got these kids up to level 16. Got some cash money to spend. We even found a few items. Found a silver ring, found some gold needles. We may have used a few items too. Feel free to compare the inventories between. Although, you might already know that if you were the kind of cool person that checks Tenfey video descriptions for secret videos, there might be a secret spoiler grind in there. Oh, I guess we're getting a bonus battle. Zoo. Hey, buddy. Dr. Comet called. You don't deserve to be obliterated by Dr. Comet. Well, it didn't kill him, so he double slapped Balam. We're gonna hit him with another twin magic. Dr. Comet returns, son. Only in a fantasy world could such a thing be possible. Cecil's having the best time taking him that dirt nap. So he's gonna wake up with the worst crick in his neck. He'd be like, the uncomfortable crick in my neck just makes my dark sword more powerful. Like, really? Little petty things like that make your dark sword more powerful too? He's like, hey man, darkness is darkness. If you got darkness in your heart, it don't matter where it comes from. You can channel it into a wave of hate to obliterate your foes and make little magic youngerns think you're cool. All right, we are just well rested. This is the most depressing inn. This poor white mage has to sit up here blocked in this little corner by this giant purple plant. Boys like Seymour and Little Shop of Horrors. All right, we're going to do a little bit of shopping, and then we're going to advance the game state. Can you even imagine? You're like, what? The game has more? I thought this was the end of the game. It was just you standing here fighting these enemies forever. All right, so we're going to get a knight armor for our boy. And just for fun, let's grab one of each of these for no particular reason. It's the best reason ever to buy items at the store, son. It's the reason to get the Star Fox 64 Player's Guide, which I hear you can buy at the store. All right, we're going out on a plucky adventure. Save our game. I guess we can let Cecil be back on the head of the overworld map. Oh, another fun thing I discovered during the secret video that I know that you all watched is here on the overworld map with this mod. Like, if I start walking and hold B, he doesn't start running. But if you stand still, hold B, and then start moving, well, you immediately get in a battle, thus undermining your entire point. But KO'd. The Deathbringer sword, son. We'll be in the Palbro mines killing quadivs, and we'll unlock Dark Knight before you know it. I took one step. All I want to do is show you, crowd, how running on the map works. Sakaguchi's ghost won't have it. Son, he designed the game to be played at a particular pace, and these emulator shenanigans have angered his spirit. Not as much as they angered my darkness wave. Obliterated. So many free gold needles. Okay, finally, hold down B and then you can run. You're basically moving at chocobo speed. I wonder if that's what the mod does. Is it just sets a flag in the game where if the B button is held, you get chocobo speed. I love how you love to back attack me. Ass. Now we've got to waste a whole damn turn changing rows. I like his little ooh-rah he does. I guess we could throw out a fat cure. And you could boast about how your sister throws out fat cures. But I'm going to take him down with the Deathbringer. The Deathbringer sword is like a recurring Dark Knight motif item in Final Fantasy. Like, the reference I made just a second ago to the Palbro mines and killing quads is from Final Fantasy 11. Because in Final Fantasy 11, you're one step yet again. It's because I started talking about Final Fantasy 11. Even Sakaguchi's Ghost doesn't want to hear about that game. But the way you unlock Dark Knight in that game, well, at the start of Final Fantasy 11, you have the 6 job classes from Final Fantasy 1, and that's what you can start as. And anytime you go to your Mog house, you can change job class, although you go back to level 1. Each class has its own level. But you unlock the advanced jobs after you hit level 30 in one of the base jobs. And one of the ones you can unlock is Dark Knight. And it involves being given the Deathbringer sword, which is like this awful 2-handed sword that's slow as shit. And you have to kill a certain number of enemies with it. And then you go back to this Galkin for some sausage that he'll impact drive to your Mithra fun hole. You thought I was going to bring up Final Fantasy 11 and not bring up impact driving to Mithra fun holes, son? It's basically the Asia Clan Hot Springs discussion, but just involving a different property. Look, come here to me. Get these youngers their Tenfey back. Bastard. Okay, what are we doing? Is there anything we want? We haven't summoned the Fat Chocobo once this whole playthrough. Is there any of this garbage we could just give to him for fun? No, I need all of my garbage. It's too precious. Let's ride a Chocobo. I like using the excuse of letting y'all hear the Chocobo music to run around these little areas, because I mean, your world map and your JRPGs, you need stuff like this. Even the first Final Fantasy had all these different areas you'd never walk to unless you'd never played the game and you were lost. I talk about it a lot when I do the FF1 randomizers, because those tend to cause you to actually walk around the world map, and it's real neat. But this is where we actually want to go. The mountain. The mountain. All right. All we got to do is trudge up this mountain, become a paladin, and go kick Golbez in the nuts. Yeah, see, this place is full of like undead, which means Cecil's darkness. They don't care. They're not impressed by that shit. They're like, we're the undead. You think we don't have darkness in our hearts? You think you invented having darkness in your heart? Idiot. Cecil's like, oh no. You're berating and socially shaming me only makes my dark blade more powerful. Smack. You can't get too full of piss and vinegar, son, or your Oni-chan's gonna slap you upside the head. So that was basically the opposite of when we tried to climb up that mountain earlier and Rydia didn't want to cast fire. Oh, excuse me. This music tells me that we're gonna go see our deep and interesting villains have a conversation. Scarmiglion? I'm just gonna say Scarmiglion. It's probably French, so I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but that's just what we're gonna call him. Scarborough country. Of the earth. Cecil aspires to become a paladin. Now, how do you know that? Is the little bug droid from that followed Goku and the Z Fighters around so that Dr. Gero could build Cell? Is that thing following me around, or are you watching the playthrough? He's watching me record it. Son Golbez is here in this room. He's like, boy, the plot sure is interesting, isn't it, Kane? I guess. He's like, but Cecil's like a tenacious asshole. I don't think you can just send some guy to kill him. And Golbez is like, nonsense. I'm like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. Surely this'll work. So Scarmiglion is one of the 4 Fanes. So we'll get into that after we talk with Rosa. He's like, don't talk to Rosa, idiot. Only I'm allowed to talk to her now that Cecil's not here. Not that I'm jealous or anything. Cecil's just a huge baka. Sons, Kane regrets sharing all that bento with Cecil on the roof of Baron Castle. Your job is to sit here and stare at Rosa all day. And Kane's like, way ahead of you boys. Son, why do you think I signed up for being on the villain team? All right, anyway, I was saying that that fire was here basically because if you walked all the way here as Cecil without ever going into Mysidia, you wouldn't be able to advance forward. But yeah, this game has 4 elemental fiends, I guess as an homage to FF1. Although they're not, you know, Carrie, Lich, and such. I'm tempted to throw a bomb fragment at these guys, but I know these kids have got it in the bag with their twin cast magic. Yeah, we're real fucking intimidated. Slap Cecil all you want, son. It ain't gonna stop the pyrotechnics. Boom. Okay. But yeah, the 4 fiends, it's not Lich, Carrie, or Marilith, as they like to call her sometimes. Kraken and Tiamat. You had to wait till Final Fantasy IX for them to come back. Okay, let's see. Red bones. I could feel it in my red bones. Castlevania called. They want their monster back. Dead. Or double dead, I guess, in this case. We're doing the best job of killing these skeletons, kids. I'm telling you. They're going to get the most, like, work study credit when they go back to magic school. They're like, what'd you do over the break? Oh, we escorted some edgy asshole up a mountain so that he could class change. That's a lot of fucking enemies. I don't know if you've noticed this. Am I the first to notice that this is entirely too many fucking enemies? I'm going to go so far as to say. And of course, we got preemptive struck. Now, can the skeletons in the back hit us because they're in the back? And I would consider that cheating if they could hit us, but that's just me. Okay, you crowd are real cool. Can we have our turn now? All right, if they don't kill them with a twin cast, Cecil's at the ready to throw a spell casting item. My precious, precious spell casting item, son. Me and Bilbo Baggins there. Daring not to part with. Oh no, looks like a bunch of assholes didn't die. Now here's the thing. I'm pretty sure the bomb frag will heal those spirits. Let's throw this Antarctic wind. Of course, the undead don't really care about ice either, but they care less about the darkness. So, I guess we'll find out. Yeah. Well, their next twin cast should finish things up. Pyro! Alright, I guess it's going to take the last little bit of hate in Cecil's heart. And there's the way the news goes. And we got a free potion, which I'm immediately going to drink. Because we got to save that crowd's MP. For their twin casting. God, it makes you use one potion at a time. I'm so spoiled by modern Final Fantasy. We've had it too good for too long with modern Final Fantasy. And by that I mean remakes, modern remakes of the old good Final Fantasy games. Oh hey, it's Tella. What the hell are you doing up here? Who told you you could be part of the plot again? Medio. Did you make that up? Are you trying to cause a giant wound in the planet by summoning a meteor so that you can stand in the middle of it and suck up all the life stream and become a god? With your weird alien John Carpenter's The Thing mom. Because you're 3 Final Fantasies too early there, Sparky. Oh, he just let loose a little secret. They're like, oh no, we're escorting Cecil because he's our good friend. And then, of course, Fallon's like, yeah, and also we're live tweeting everything he's doing back to the Elder Son. Going in our cringe compilation. Edward Rydia fell off a boat. You don't even know Yang. He was like this bald-headed man. I don't think he got to meet my hot girlfriend either, because you ran off to go solo Golbez. So you did a real good job of that, by the way. Oh, he's up here trying to learn a spell called Meteo. Oh no, they're yelling about my hot white mage girlfriend. So, I guess the mountain, the destiny. He's like, I felt plot relevance emanating from this mountain. Yeah, you're too old to cast a cool, hip, young spell like Meteo shit, Lord. Yeah, I need to be a paladin. Turns out Golbez don't give shit about the dark sword. I also want to slap my friend Kane upside the head. He deserves it. The root of all this evil. All right, after all that running of mouths, we now have Tella back in the party. Good for him. So if we want him in the back row, we're going to have to change. Put Cecil up here. Let's see, we'll put our white mage at the top. Put you here. And then Tella, you can hang out down here at the bottom. And if we check his equipment, okay, he has a Gaia gear already. The reason we bought those random items earlier was to give to him. And luckily we found a silver ring laying about. And then we can give you the ice rod, because it's a nice rod, and there you go. Now here's the sad thing. He's like level 22, and he's like, you know, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 20 times the age of these kids. But I guess like your mana pool is tied to your age. Like that, it deteriorates over time because it's just capped at 98. So he's got cool, powerful magic, but if you cast too many spells, he's like, I've got to sit down for a minute and rest my eyes. You kids enjoy these Werther's originals. Boys, have I learned Meteor yet? Did I kill Golbez yet? Am I the hero? It's like, no, Tella, sit down. We'll call you when supper's ready. Oh no, not a bunch of fucking undead. If only we could twin cast. If only we could fire cast. He doesn't even know Fyra. Some fucking sage. I guess it's implied that he knew like all these advanced magic spells, but like I said, he's just old now. Because he does have that recall ability. And I believe he can cast some more powerful spells for free if you get lucky with the recall. So we'll just see. Now we can't really rely on his Osmos. Oh, Dr. Comet came in to save us. Dr. Comet always does so much more damage, son. I'm telling you. These zombies don't even know what's happening. They ain't even played a Star Fox game, but they've become huge Dr. Comet fans. It's the fate of everyone in the long run. Back cures. Oh, what do we find in that box, by the way? I'm not even paying attention to this shit. Okay. Oh, I forgot Cecil has no gear on. So that he could die faster when I was leveling those kids up in the secret grind video. Didn't seem to make too much of a difference, really. The pain only made my dark blade stronger. I'm like, yeah, we're fighting undead. It doesn't matter how strong your darkness wave is. They don't give a shit. How many times we got to go over this? Hey, guys. Right, twin cast for fun and flavor. Try to recall a good magic spell. Try to remember when you were useful. Whoever's down there in that bottom slot gets the most shit talking from me. The Edward slot. Yeah, if they could just keep bringing in Dr. Comet, we'll be set. We learned Berserk. Good for us. All right, how much MP they got? 9 and 9, so they can't twin cast in the next fight we get in. Maybe we just won't get in another fight. Maybe we'll be real good and kind people. Nope. The undead don't give a shit about that. Hey, you crowd look like a bunch of assholes I'm about to kill. Where is my bomb fragments? Oh, there you are. Ooh. And I guess you can just cast a regular fire spell. Ooh. You could, cast... I mean, You could cast Cure on the enemies to hurt them. Oh, yeah, you've got free healing in the form of this fire staff. I almost plumb forgot. All right, Tella, can you kill 2 zombies? 2 zombies? At the same time? That's a young man's game. Oh, you just had to believe in yourself, son. All right, we need to get somewhere where I can go to bed. I think the next room has a save point in it. Oh, good God. Is there enough of y'all? Lord help me. Here's my last bomb fragment. He can't even cast poison. Oh, wait, he's got this fire rod. I always forget that. Here, you just hit one of them with that. Here, you try to cure them to death. Or life, or however the hell that works. Burned up. Oh, they hate it. You can tell. And then Cecil did all the work. Oh no, he did none of the work. Why, Cecil, why? Oh, I should have had him use his fire staff. That was a mistake. I realize that now. There we go. A sensible battle. I could warp out of here with Tella and sleep in a tent, but like I said, I think we're coming up on a save point. Hopefully, yeah. Hiss, hiss. I like that Param thinks it's her brother just making hissing noises. Let's just run away. Part of being a hero. Part of becoming a paladin is knowing when to hold them and when to fold them, and that was a folding situation. It was like Master Roshi when they went to New Namek in the Metal Cooler's Revenge Team 4-star DBZ abridged movie. And Yajirobe and Oolong were like, oh, Master Roshi's gonna fuck these robots up. And Master Roshi was like, about that. Yeah, funny story. Turns out I'm like 100. Did you crowd not know this? Okay, they don't have full MP because we just slept in a tent, but I think we got enough to get us where we're going while the getting's good. I told you to stop hissing, brother. An evil presence draws near. Oh no, a spooky goblin man in a robe. I like that's the generic, like, bad guy sprite. I thought he said he was Golbez's friend for a second there. My undead children shall feast upon your flesh. Cecil's trying to not pretend that sounds cool. He's like, can I write that down? He's like a Sid Kagano when that bloodborne vampire hunter woman was there in the lawless city. Telling him that the frenzy had started and the blood moon had risen, son. He was writing that shit down. Alright, this fucking guy with his bed sheet thinks he's something. He thinks he's people. It's the most insulting part about him. Alright, not twin. Let's berserk Cecil for fun. So the way berserk works in this game is you get mad and constantly melee, but your attack power goes up, as you can clearly see. This would be a good chance for Tella to try to remember a good magic spell. Param and Palam are pointing at a dry erase board with good magic written on it, just like the Vid Electrics guys with the word good graphics. And Tella's just there with his head hung down, sadly. That heals. I love that Berserk Cecil always does 420 damage, son. It's so poignant. It's so poignant. Well, he tried to cast Tornado. It would be good if we weren't fighting a boss. Oh, my body wasn't ready. Bye, Scar Miglian. What a nice man that we slaughtered. Okay. Let's go back to bed now. Yes, sir. Ooh. Sleeping in a tent. Hey, I got to sort this fucking inventory. It's killing me. There we go. Slightly less terrible inventory, but only slightly. That's how I like it. Okay. We're having the best time up here on the mountain. You know, just for fun, for laughs and giggles. Let's reorganize our party like that. Oh no, everything became purple. Boys, he got us from the back. Good thing I was ready. This is my true form. And now welcome to die. Okay. Could we use an item? I could throw a silk web at him. That would be a neat trick. But it's not really necessary to use our precious spellcast knives. Do you know slow yet? You don't. Let's protect everybody. Why don't you boast for a change? Something you never do. And he's gonna blink that boy. He be Pison. Pison Scarmiglian. Boys, you get so sad when you're poisoned. Here, I'm gonna give you an antidote, because that's just the kind of guy I am now that I'm intangible. That's the antidote animation. Interesting. Okay, let's berserk up with the Dark Knight. You've boasted, so why don't you cast a fire spell? See if Tella can remember anything. Oh, that's damage. And you might as well just be healing us. So Palam's boast ability reminds me of Vivi's focus ability in FF9, which I think you can stack like 3 times. You can't turn him into a frog, jackass. But I believe in Vivi's case, the next spell you cast like uses up the bow. It's not like battle. It doesn't last the duration of the battle. I don't know why it was so hard for me to say that, y'all. Probably because I'm Tenfey. Yeah, he's all burned up. You love to see it. Well, there's the fiend to earth, dead, son. We'll have them orbs lit before no time. Like, he just falls off the bridge when we beat him. Very satisfying. Oh no, poison, etc. Antidote. Ooh. Alrighty. Nothing left to do but step in this little room and see if anything interesting happens. Alright, this is it, boys. We have to withstand the darkness wave. We have to overcome the hate in our heart. Luckily, because we brought this light shield with us, we can actually equip it in battle, but we can't put any armor on. So all you have to do here is withstand the final vestiges of the hate in Cecil's heart, son, and we'll overcome the trial. Wow, way to step on my moment, jackass. I went through this poignant self-discovery and actualization and spoke with a voice that seems to be like the disembodied spirit of my lost father and became a paladin. And Taylor was like, oh, I remembered all my good magic spells and Meteo. Everybody praise me, pat me on the head. Son, we're going to Golden Corral later. So I like how Palam and Param's reaction was. They had like no belief, no faith whatsoever that Cecil was going to climb up this mountain and become a paladin. So when he did, they were like, oh, we weren't even prepared for this. Boys, we ain't got our hashtags or our reaction gifs or nothing ready, son. We haven't even finished drawing the Wojak of Dark Knight Cecil yet. Son, somebody make that meme. You got the Wojak Dark Knight Cecil on one side and the Chad Paladin Cecil on the other side. I guarantee you could do it. I believe in you, meme crafter. Son, maybe the light was me. It was the Tenfey. If I ever become a disembodied spirit that gives people power in the future, when I say son, they'll be like, are you my father? I'm like, no, it's just like a weird southern like term of endearment or affirmation that I use from time to time. Son. Makes it real hard to introduce Goku properly. Because I'm like, this is Son Goku, son. Like, his name is Son Goku, son, huh? Be like that time Hyatt in XL Saga was trying to tell Watanabe her name. Or her code name. Okay, so now that Cecil's a paladin, he goes back to level 1. But take a look at his stats, son. It's a hardy level 1 right there, boys. You also notice he's become quite handsome. So, first and foremost, now that we're a paladin, I think we should get a more appropriate background. Yeah. Yeah, do we just want maybe a little bit purpler? Could stand be might be purple. Could sneak some green in there. We're just gonna put one tap. That 1 point of green is like that 1 point of dexterity you have to use to get the giant dad build, son. We just don't talk about it. There we go. Ugh, that might be too bright. Let's crank that down just like a couple of notches. We're a paladin, but we ain't that paladin. There we go, that's better. All right, and luckily because we brought all that gear up there with us, we ain't got to walk around in our sackcloth clothes. We can gear this boy up because you can't put Dark Knight clothes. Now we can either wear this gauntlet or this ruby ring. I believe the ruby ring gives you better magic protection. But for right now, we're real weak and there's a bunch of undead up here that are going to be beating on us. So we'll probably wear the gauntlet. Another neat thing about Paladin Cecil is he can wear robes. Kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics. So if you get some of the late game robes that have like magic bonuses on them, because, oh yeah, I forgot to point out he has magic now. He starts with just Cure, the basic white magic spell, son. So yeah, luckily where we're at, there's a bunch of undead and we've got some magic casters. And now that Tella knows good magic, good lord, son. Also, you'll notice Meteo costs 99 MP, and spoilers, Tella's max MP is never going to go above 98, son. Somebody get him a gold earring or a gold stud. Anyway, let's put his Firagas and his fires up here. His Thundagas and his Thunders up here. His Bligzagas and his Blizzaras up here. Oh yeah, we want you to be Thundra. You've been thunderstruck. We'll put Osmos, Bio. Most of these don't really matter. We're not really going to use, a terrible amount of them. So Cure 4 is Curaja. That's a spell you can only use on Jasmine's Tiger from Aladdin, son, but I still support it. Okay, I ain't sorting through all this mess. If we need to cast any of that shit in battle, then we'll just look for it. So yeah. So the smart thing to do is to hang out up here on the mountain for a bit and blow up some of these undead while you can get Cecil some levels. Hey, shitlords, remember me? Careful who you make fun of. in Dark Knight School. Because they might grow up to be a powerful paladin. That fire's going to heal the ghost in the back, but I don't really care. Because Cecil can just kill the ghost in the back afterwards. I guess the pyro ability is non-elemental, so that's why it doesn't heal him. Tella, I know you learned your magic spells, but are you sure? Because I feel like you would have cast it by now if you had. Just saying. There he goes. Big fire damage. Okay, and then my boy here can take out the rabble. See if you can suck some MP out of that motherfucker. If he counts as undead, then it'll hurt Tella's MP and restore the enemies. So I guess we'll find out. And then Cecil can just kill him. No, he got MP from it, and that's neat. Bio. Exit. Cecil leveled up. Cecil leveled up. He learned sight. Cecil leveled up. Cecil leveled up. Cecil leveled up. Cecil leveled up. It's a fun first battle. So what level is he at now, boys? 7. Luckily, he learned the valuable sight spell. Now, his cures aren't going to be as good as a dedicated caster, son. They're not going to be as good as a hot white mage girlfriend. But when you're going through the later dungeons in the game, it's a nice way to, like, just do some little half heals. It's like a druid in World of Warcraft, son. You got them half heals. That's how my friend Jeremy, one of the Onion Boys, and an avid priest player in World of Warcraft, describes druid heals. Be a shame if I got in a fight when I wanted to. Hey guys, you remind me of some assholes I'm gonna obliterate. Alright, we could probably use thunder magic on the revenants and they won't absorb it. Let's see, let's throw out a big thundaga. I haven't even talked about the cover ability. So if we take the cover ability and target one of our allies, Cecil will take physical attacks and he'll jump in front of them. And he also has an innate ability as a paladin that if your allies are at low HP, so their sprite is them crouching on the ground, he'll automatically cover for them as well. It's a good thing. Paladin Cecil is a good thing. It is kind of sad to lose a little bit of that edge, a little edginess, and of course we don't have the darkness wave anymore. And the worst part is, as I mentioned in the secret video that I know that you all watched, I don't exactly know what voice I would use for this version of Cecil, because he can't be an edgelord anymore. Or maybe I just keep the edgy voice. It's like, hey, I'm like a cool paladin now. You guys want to go to church? You guys want to watch Moral Oral? He doesn't quite he's getting the hang of it. He doesn't understand the subtext and subversion of Moral Oral. God bless him. Doesn't matter if you resist ice if the ice spell is big enough. I fuck told them. Alright, how many levels are we going to get out of this boy up here? We could fight until we're out of MP, if nothing else. There's actually a neat trick we can do on the overworld map to try to get Cecil some more levels once we get out of here. Well, well, well. Oh, I wish he had enough to just cast a low-level cure on them smug enemies. This is one of my least favorite things about this game is the way the active time battle system is implemented, which I realize this is the first time they're doing it. But like right then, all I wanted to do is get the Tella, so I had to sit here and wait for all these actions to happen before I get the chance to switch to Tella. Just a little frustrating is all. Big fire damage! Son. The RAM. Put some more RAM in this Super Nintendo, son. She just could load it. And then Cecil leveled up. Good for him. What level's he at now? Level 11. That's enough. Warp us out of here. Exit away the worries. Oh. Some dungeons don't let you warp out because of plot reasons. I find it's actually a lot of the dungeons in this game don't let you warp out due to plot reasons. Some of the worries are too powerful in Final Fantasy IV. Sometimes they can't be warped away. Of course, we're not trying to cast warp. We're trying to cast what's basically the teleport spell. Teleport away the troubles. There we go. We found it. Preemptive strike when cast. And then you can finish them off. Any scragglers with a regular ass fire spell. And then Cecil's got his legendary white magic paladin sword. I assume it's like white magic paladin sword. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Oh yeah. Well, that didn't do nothing. I should have done a Fyra. Did it to myself. I did it to myself. Oh, I was going to say Taylor loses the recall command, but I realize that's because he actually recalls all of his magic. Speaking of which, son, Cecil the Paladin's going to kill a zombie with a healing spell. Hot damn. Get smoked, shit, Lord. You ain't even worth the sword durability it would take to beat you to death. Although it would be satisfying. I like that they gave Paladin Cecil purple hair. You can tell this game is a product of the 80s. Because even though I think it came out in America in 91? Pretty sure, well, obviously the development of it in Japan started in the 80s. So it's still, the first couple of years of a new decade are always like carryover from the previous decade. Like the first year, like all the way up to 1991, it was still very 80s-esque. Kurt Cobain hadn't awakened from his cocoon yet to usher us into the 1990s. We weren't running in the 90s, even though it's a new way we like to be. Dr. Combat showed himself again, boys. I'm telling you. God, in this modern age, where even the normies enjoy like Zootopia and Beastars, Dr. Comet would have reigned supreme, son. We didn't deserve him when we had him. Okay. Oh, hey, I remember you guys. I'm just gonna twin cast with them every turn, because why wouldn't you? Whenever Pyram and Palom aren't twin casting, Cecil should be asking, why aren't those magic youngers twin casting? Done. Stella's like, whatever. Comet's not as good as Media. I'm just saying it's the ultimate magic spell, you know, and all that. Like, I thought Ultima was the ultimate magic spell. It's the equivalent, arguing between Media or Meteor in later games, and Ultima being the ultimate black magic spell is the equivalent of that. Do you remember the episode of Rugrats where it was like a Halloween costume party at Stu, Angelica's dad? Not Stu, he's Drew. At Drew's house. And the plot is the kids, they put them to bed, but they sneak downstairs and they don't know what the hell Halloween is, so they think the world, because they like rubbed a lamp, like a regular electrical like plug-in lamp, thinking it was like a genie lamp. And anyway, you know, shenanigans. But the subplot is that Stu, Tommy's dad, and Drew, Angelica's dad, who are brothers, are arguing because one of them dressed up as King Kong and one of them dressed up as Tarzan, and they're arguing over who is the king of the jungle. Well, that's the equivalent of arguing between Ultima and Media. Let's summon the Fat Chocobo to get us out of this terrible conversation I started with y'all. Get your greens. Presenting the Fat Chocobos. Like, I do say, I'm feeling a bit peckish today. Do you have any items you don't care to have at this time? I'm just saying, I find it to be quite delicious, you see. Ooh, a staff, an iron ring, and a Gaia gear and a clothes. My goodness, I'm fit to burst. Oh, good heavens. Is that a Zeus's rage? I'm licking my beak at the thought of it. I like to dip my Gishel greens in dry ether. So decadent. I'm gonna hang on that ruby ring just because it makes me feel good to have. Once again, because of the way we have our party sorted, I like that Cecil's in the back. The Cecil in the back said everyone attack. Okay, says everyone got full MP and full HP. I'll let Cecil do the curing. Oh wait, that'll take a month because of the way magic works in these old Final Fantasy games. Never mind. Never mind. Alright, good. White Chocobo, come here to me! Got him. Okay, so everyone's at full MP. Let's save our game real quick, and we're going to do a little secret that I know you kids will enjoy. You may have recalled, if you've watched TMVA Final Fantasy 1, that there was an area to the east and north of Provoca, the second town where you get the pirate ship, where you're the very edge of this peninsula, because of the way the encounter tables worked, and they're like big squares. They're like a big square, like Strong Mad. There was an area called the Peninsula of Power where you encountered enemies that were much higher level than you should have. Well, we can't take a chocobo up here, but you can walk on foot. If you make your way around these here mountains, all the way up here, going all the way up there, are you? We should be saving our game as we go. To be a good chance to actually use the second slot. Because if we fuck up too bad, we can always just reset back to before we came up here. So right now, if we were to cast the Beloved Sight spell, whoosh. So we're getting enemies. There's like a town at the very top up there, and in that mountain in the middle where you can see you obviously need the hovercraft to get to, there's like a cave. We'll deal with that later. But there are higher level enemies up here. These things. So we're going to try to win the fight. We're going to hope they just attack Cecil. And I believe those trees are weak to fire, so we're just going to use our most powerful fire spells in our twin castings. See if we can't win a fight. Ooh, Dr. Comet, that's good. It's a good start, son. Oh yeah, somehow we won. Maybe this area isn't as tough as I thought it was. And they dropped Daifu. What are you trying to say? And that's the most hurtful thing they did. At the final breath, those tree enemies we just killed, as they were dying, they looked at Cecil and said, "So, when's the baby coming?" And he was like, "Oh, do you think I'm fat?" Is that his paladin voice? He just got 69, but as a paladin, he's not allowed to think that's cool. It's the toughest part of being a paladin. Alright, you all got pyro. I'm gonna suck some magic out of this Needle Hog. Project Needle Hog. See, Cecil even blocking in his paladin-like nature, he took that much damage. I guess he could just melee. Chop, chop. Hell yeah. So yeah, they're only like mildly more difficult than the enemies you were dealing with before. Not quite as stark a jump as in Final Fantasy 1, going from fighting goblins and wolves to fighting zombies and giants and frost wolves. Hey guys, the twin cast is coming. Then we got Tello on backup. Let her eat. See, that weren't quite enough. So we'll use our big fire magics. I remembered how to cast big fire magics. I like to think that's the Japanese translation of the Firaga spell. Although I think it's actually Firaga. It's an interesting thing you see sometimes if you go online and look at like Japanese commenters on websites and stuff, and you use Google's auto-translate. I find a sentiment is that some game developers, when they're making their JRPGs and they put like you know, cure spells and fireball spells and shit in the game, they'll like literally translate it to Japanese. So like instead of fireball, it's whatever the Japanese word for fire is, and ball, I believe, is maru. But most of the Japanese players are like, no, it's cooler to yell out English, like even if you don't understand 100% of the terms. And I could see, you know, the opposite is true. Why would you want to yell out steel cutting sword or Adam's edge when you could scream Zantetsuken or Renzokoken or Kiko Man Shoyu? Son, these are all powerful Japanese techniques. I'm telling you. Just get slapped around by some tree monsters. Ain't nothing to worry about. And then they got all burned up. All right, how's Cecil doing level-wise? 14. All right, we'll fight at least one more fight while we've got the mana. We'll mana up. Pull ourselves up by our paladin bootstraps, son. Look those enemies in the eye, give them a firm handshake. Son, we'll have a career by tomorrow. Look, it's a quarrel. Or excuse me, a Kate Sith. See, I forgot to heal Tella and it didn't even matter because Paladin Cecil was on the case. Oh, by the way, I know that name of that enemy is like Keiichi or something like that. But I don't pronounce things correctly, so if that name for some reason, for no reason, if that particular name pops up at a future Final Fantasy, you can expect me to just say Kate Sith. Is that a Kate Sith, boys? Ain't nothing I love more than getting me a big cheeseburger and a cowboy hat and firing my 6-shooter in the air while looking at a Kate Sith, son. That's America. So you'll notice Cecil didn't tank those needles for Tella because he only tanks like physical attacks. All right, we were up here just long enough for Cecil to learn a good white magic spell, son. The good times. Okay. We'll sleep in a tent, and now, unfortunately, we have to walk all the way back down to the Chocobo Forest. But that's okay, because we're strong and powerful and handsome now. I like that the character waves at us. He's like, yeah, we're done sleeping. You can continue the game now. I took 1/2 of 2 steps yet again. Oh, hey, you guys, I was just talking about you. In the last fight where you were all here. Let's cast Big Thunder Magic this time for fun. The Big Rot Thunder Magic, son. The Tender Crisp Bacon Cheddar Ranch. How many of y'all remember that Burger King commercial that was Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish? Even though I know that's his name, it's Darius Rucker, but I'm still going to call him Hootie. He was singing to the tune of the Big Rock Candy Mountain, but he's singing about the Tender Crisp Bacon Cheddar Ranch burger or sandwich at Burger King, son. Making joke about being stereotypical American, pronouncing Kate Sith, immediately unlock MK Ultra Burger King ads in my mind. There's nothing troubling about that. Oh hey, these fucking things. I remember when you used to be a threat. I remember when I used to care. Speed up! We've reached that point where I can just use the emulator speed up function for regular fights and save everybody's time. And mind power. Oh no, not these things. How will we ever win? Okay, good. And a free potion for me to have. Now, I tried to go up there in the Pixel Remaster, and I think they fixed the way the, like, because you'll notice we were walking through, like, little gaps that you didn't look like you would normally be able to walk across. Oh, I forgot this thing. I'm not just going to one-shot it. I can't use the Deathbringer sword anymore. But I found in the Pixel Remaster that I couldn't actually make it up there. So I guess they quote-unquote fixed it. Those Pixel Remasters are interesting. Like, overall, I like them, and I like there's a way for people to play the classic Final Fantasies in the modern age. Oh, don't forget we can run on the map. But It is sad that they didn't add any of the bonus content that like the Game Boy Advance re-releases and shit has. But at least they fixed most of the bugs, I guess. I assume you can't like vanish Doom in Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster. I haven't made it that far yet. I haven't finished 4. I was partway through 4 when I was like, maybe I should just play the game for my YouTube channel. Could there possibly be people on my YouTube channel that are waiting for Final Fantasy IV TMVA? I don't know. I don't know. Boys, the elder back at Mysidia is not going to know I hit him when I walk up in there as a paladin. He's going to see this handsome paladin and be like, what say you, handsome paladin? Let me tell you about this super cringy emo Dark Knight that was here earlier. God, what a loser. We all made fun of him when he wasn't looking. But don't tell him because he's real sensitive. And cut to Cecil the Paladin and like his nose is running and there's tears coming out of his eyes and he's like, okay. Okay. Okay, we're back here. Is there anything we want before we go? Because remember, way back when we were in Baron Castle, there was like the Hell Sphere passage to Mysidia that was sealed. So guess how we're going to get back into Baron? I guess I could let the crowd in the game tell you instead of telling you myself. Hey shitlords, yeah, your light was so dim, but now it's radiant. Were you calling me stupid? This guy's the only one I care about. You did it. It must be fate. Now you have to live in this corner, shitlord. Oh, hey, I'm a Final Fantasy NPC. Do-do-do. Oh, no, I'm not in your way, am I? I'm not in your way, am I? This is my scripted pathfinding. You didn't want to leave this room ever, did you? Me and that poor black mage. Okay, we're having too much fun. Oh, my word. I'm gonna drink some of my Bojangles tea while y'all watch this scene. You admit that you sent them to spy on me. Son, the reason I have a Bojangles tea here with me is because I went this morning to Bojangles and got a sensible steak and egg biscuit. Because you all convinced me to in the secret video that I know that you watched. Where'd you get that sword? Like my dad ghost in a mirror gave it to me? It's got a Mysidian legend written on it. Well, let's hear that. Well, there you go. If you were missing the little prelude that Final Fantasies 1 through 3 start with when you like power up the console, there it is. They buried it in the game, son. They buried the lead. All right, so born from a dragon's mouth. Don't quite know what that means, but it did say that they would contain darkness and lightness. And you might recall that we were a Dark Knight and now we're a Paladin, son. Yin and yang. Oh God, you aren't going to start going on about how the Dark Warriors had to stop the light, are you? Because Final Fantasy 3 pounded that into our heads. Oh yeah, I guess this guy would know Tella. We found him on Mount Ordeals. The plot was there. The script was laying next to him. Mr. Plinkett was like, "What's that? Is that the script? Is that the Meteor spell?" TMVA Final Fantasy IV was the most disappointing thing since my son. Okay, Tella's basically like, look, get me to Golbez. I'm going to throw Meteor at him and bada bing, bada boom. We'll be home that evening drinking Arnold Palmer's on the front porch. All right, we got to go get an airship. Cecil knows how Final Fantasy games work. He's like, we're going to need like an airship. The Tower of Prayers. They're like, we're not going back to school. Now that we're got work experience, son. Now that we've been out in the real world. So basically he's sending them with us. Very mage-heavy party. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Could use a dragoon to balance it out. And maybe some kind of ninja? I don't know. All right. That's right. It's called the Devil's Road, son. That's the saddest thing is Cecil doesn't get to go down the Devil's Road until he became a paladin, son. It's the greatest tragedy that Dark Knight Cecil didn't get to enjoy that. Go in peace. All right, let's see what you got going on up here that I wasn't allowed to know about. Oh, I remember this room. Remember I came in here with my friends that used to work under me? And I took the crystal. Good times. Good times. And the elders just there like, yeah, they were wonderful times that we all look back on fondly. So I guess they're just going to sit up here and pray nonstop until we beat Golbez. Oh wait, I accidentally. Our fate is in your hands. Please hurry. It's lunchtime, and I'm tired of praying. I need calories and electrolytes so that Jesus can hear my prayers. So now if we walk around town, oh wow, look who suddenly cares about me. Uh-oh, another NPC. Oh no, this one won't forgive us. Well fine, maybe I'll just stand here forever. This is the end of the game. Idiot. Idiot. Baka Black Mage. Baka Kuro Maho. Oh, I thought you were going to jump away again and it was going to be humorous, but they didn't. A paladin? He's like, oh, you better believe that's paladin. Casting white magic? That's paladin. Whipping heavy armor and a sword and shield? That's paladin. Jumping in front of your low HP allies to take the hit in their steed? Ooh, you better believe that's paladin. Now I'm curious if this crowd still serves me pies and drinks and turns me into a pig. I don't know, a paladin. This guy's still drunk. How dazzling. Hey, buddy. Guess not. What about you, sweet cheeks? Yeah, I guess that lady just never gets over it. She's like, I don't even know what a paladin is. A dark knight? The funny thing is, she turns everybody into a pig, including Palam, Param, and Tela. Well, we all got to go sleep this off now. I think she's in cahoots with this white mage up here, because she turns everybody into a pig, and then they have to go to bed. Yeah, we went to sleep, and then we woke up. There we go. Emulators. Immutators. All right, how are our provisions? We got potions. We could use some more tents. Oh yeah, we could get cottages now too if we need our full HP and MP. I like to have at least one in my back pocket. And, oh, we can get high potions now too. Oh yeah. Echo herbs in case we get silenced. And that ought to hold us for a little bit. Now to manually sort all this garbage. Fun. Okay. Do-do, 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 do-do. Okay, is everything beautiful yet? You need to be here. You need to be here. You need to be here. What a mess it is when I'm in here sorting my inventory, but I'm telling you, it's the best part of the game. It's like playing Resident Evil 4, son. Of course, in the remake, you don't have to do all this shit. You just press a button and Leon's like, oh, I guess it's sorted. Whatever. Leon would make a good Dark Knight, and he would make a good Paladin. Son. I don't think it's too controversial to say. All right, time to take the Devil's Road. I hope they have Devil's food cake. like the real ominous music it played while we were warping. You know what that music reminded me of? In the first level of Monster Party, after you walk past the big cactus and everything turns into Silent Hill. Reminds me of that music. Well, look, we're back here. Feels like it's been 100 fucking years. Let us save. So if we try to go in the castle... Who are you? Cecil? They're like, oh no, trust me, we know Cecil. Okay. All right. How many My Chemical Romance CDs you got there in your Walkman? Okay, so we're back in Barren Town. A monk was invited to lead the guards, but there's only one monk in the entire world that we would possibly give a shit about. And he was a cool guy that fell off a boat. The kid, I combined Sid and King. The king arrested Sid. How terrible. Weapon store's still locked. Get the hell out of my way. I gotta go into Sid's house now that he's been arrested. Son, at least you recognize us. I'm gonna sleep in Sid's bed now. Ha ha ha. Oh god, it smells like him. It smells like airship grease and taint sweat. Boy, he's not even a paladin could endure. What say you? Rosa? That's fine. She's with Kane. She's with Kane. I'm sure she's fine. Does this lady still explode out of her clothes? Oh, he won't let you dance anymore. He got one side of it. I missed that dark night. Oh no. That kid understood. That little kid's gonna grow up like Sid Cogano, son. He misses the darkness. The eminence in Barren. Okay, they didn't really change anything over here, did they? All right. Now, if you wanted to, just for fun, and we do want to do this just for fun because we're cool guys like that, let's save our game real quick. To pop in here, grab a Chocobo. Make our way all the way up to the Mist Cave, the Misty Cave of the Mist Cave. Haul ass through here real quick. I ain't bothering with this. Oh yeah, they added the thing in this game because the way running works in this game, I don't think I've mentioned it yet. There's no run command. You hold L and R on your Super Nintendo controller, and I guess it builds up like a runaway meter. And once it fills up, as long as it's a fight you can get away from, you escape. That's a thing they kept in basically every Final Fantasy until you get to 10. But I guess to penalize you for it, occasionally you drop Gil. The Thief class in Final Fantasy V gets an ability to automatically flee. And then Zidane, the Thief, in Final Fantasy IX gets that ability as well. I like that in 9, like the main character is not, I mean, he is a physical fighter, but he's not like your stereotypical knight or paladin, son. The main character in 9 is just a thief with a heart of gold. Don't tell him that he's a biological weapon sent to slaughter a planet like Goku. So that a bunch of people whose planet died can put their souls in homunculuses and merge the worlds together. Plot Final Fantasy IX is quite involved. Now, here we are. Mysidia's village is, I guess, recovered because there are people here again. That tragic fire, yeah. That piece of shit Dark Knight and his dragoon friend. Yeah, those guys suck. I'm like a cool paladin, so I wouldn't know anything about them. So there are a few items laying around here that we can grab for fun. Secret in the woods items. Ooh. Bomb fragments. Get it? Because a bunch of bombs came out of the signet ring and blew everything all to hell. Eidolons. I thought they were called Espers. I thought they were called Guardian Forces. I thought they were called Red Summon Materia. Alright, if we go by the weapon and armor store, we can buy this dancing dagger that lots of characters can equip, and I guess it gives you good evasion? Let's buy one for fun while we're here. I'm sure somebody can get you good use out of it later. And if you go by the armor store, you can get some bonus bard robes for fun. I don't know why, but you can. So if you did that trick I alluded to way at the beginning of the game when we first got here as Cecil and Kane, it involves you use a tent right here. This is before, you know, that passage there is collapsed from the Titan. And you save, and then you do some trick that like moves your position to the right one and lets you bypass the town. And if you enter the town from the right side, these vendors down here and stuff, or you can actually go in there. Not that you would have the money for it unless you did the money trick. But it's just interesting. It's just a little interesting sequence break you could do. Although, if you try to get too far in the game doing that, you eventually get to a point, I think it's Tela, and the water cave won't let you pass. So, there you go. Oh, nothing in this house. I guess we'll just leave. Or we could climb up the fireplace and find that girl from Gremlin's dad in a Santa Claus outfit. Plain clothes, ruby rings, and a gold hairpin. Neat. But the double secret item is the change rod. See what Tela's got to say about the change rod. It's pretty good. I think it gives a bonus to int and wisdom, but when you use it in battle, I think it casts pig. And as for the gold hairpin, we can slap that on her. It's just a really good caster headgear that you normally wouldn't get till later in the game. So there you go. Fun little side journey before we storm into Baron Castle and demand Sid give us a new airship. I guess you could stay at the end too, for fun. Namingway. You can't get rid of this guy. He's just everywhere. He's just everywhere. Oh, if you try to exit from this side, I believe it just, of course. It just takes you back out the left. Yeah. Well, there you go. What a fun little trip. And we can actually equip that dancing dagger on Cecil if we wanted to. Boom. It's too bad it's not the Swords dancing dagger from Final Fantasy V. That thing does good damage. There's also a weapon called the Twin Knife in Final Fantasy V, if I remember correctly, that like hits twice. Slap two of them on a ninja or somebody who has the dual wield ability. I'm telling you. I like how your Final Fantasy IV playthrough, Uncle Tenfey, is just you hyping up Final Fantasy V. Oh, it's a good game. Maybe you should be hyped for Final Fantasy V. Alrighty. You're like, yeah. When 2025 gets here, I'm sure we'll enjoy it. Hey now, what kind of attitude does that have? Alright, let's save our game again. And now we can advance the game story yet again. Good for us. No. The soldier's fault. Maybe your dad's just bad at running the inn. Cute dancers, sorry, but Clara doesn't exist in this world, so your dancers can only be so cute. The soldiers are so rude. Sid's been locked up before. You might notice the soldiers are hanging out with a certain bald-headed monk fellow we might be familiar with. Yang, you crazy nut, what are you doing here? Cecil's like, oh, you probably don't recognize me. Here. Oh, the darkness in my heart. And Yang's like, Cecil? The traitor. How come everybody I was good friends with becomes a huge asshole and starts working with Baron to hurt me? Windcast. Pyro. Wow, somehow we beat him. Well, Yang. Okay. Let's treat Yang like he's a boss fight for fun. And beat the dog shit out of him for fun. Here, have a bio spell. We probably can't turn him into a frog. See if he can be held. If only his wife was here to hit him in the head with a frying pan like Fred Flintstone. Son. He fucking flew across the screen and kicked us. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. We did it. What if it's like, oh, you killed him? He's no longer part of the plot. Apparently he fell overboard and was immediately brainwashed. Oh no, he had amnesia, excuse me. I was about to say, does that mean if we beat the dog shit out of Kane, he'll become our friend again? That's the precedent you're establishing. Why does everyone know where Rydia and Edward is? Rydia. He's like, I don't care enough to know where that bard went. And Cecil's like, but he was secretly the best character. Let's get a room before the crowd has a chance to yell at us to get a room. Oh boy, Yang joined our party again. The good times are back. We phased through the innkeeper's daughter yet again. He's like, I heard you whip the dog shit out of those guys, so you can go to bed. Which is exactly like Paladins doing. Oh, we've got to hear about Tella's daughter again. He still ain't over that. The Mysidian Prodigy. Do you enjoy Palim and Param's sibling antics? Oh no, Yang doesn't. He's ashamed. He's like, the cringe overwhelms me. Son, luckily Baron, I guess they were so confident that Yang was going to stay an amnesiac asshole following their orders that they gave him the key to the back door, son. Not since that time we plundered Bowser's back door in Tenfey Super Mario World have we had it so good. And then we all slept in the same bed. Good for us. Alright, cool. Well, Yang's back in the party. We don't have any of that gear he was wearing, although we can put this ruby ring I held onto on him, see? He thought I was just hoarding that shit. He can't wear a wizard's hat. That's a shame. That's a shame. And I guess everyone else has already got their robes and wizard's hats on. Oh, with that key, we can finally unlock the weapon and armor store, probably, yeah. I like how you all are in here. Even though your front door was locked by the king, you still came to work every day. See, when I was a kid, treasure chests like that behind a thing you can't get to, I would die to know what's in there. I bet the Ragnarok sword or the Illumina is in there, boys, and we can never have it. All right, well, luckily they sell claws here, and we can get a nice thunderstaff to go with our fire and ice staff, along with some thunder arrows if we cared about such a thing. Okay, so what has Yang got equipped right now? Fire Claw, Ice Claw. Let's get him a Thunder Claw, because I believe we're going to encounter some aquatic enemies. And once again, it reminds me of Mega Man 8. Well, how convenient that you sell items that Yang would equip. How convenient indeed. No wonder the king locked this store up. He's like, oh, I just think their wares are real shitty. They have such a shitty selection that I've made it illegal for them to be in business. All right, well, I guess let's get him a Kinpo-gi. Kinpo-gi. The pipes are broken. Boom. All right, we can just sell some of this extra garbage. Sell you. Yes, and you. Yes. Okay. The rest of the shit I ain't that worried about. I ain't that worried about. All right, let's put the thunder rod on our boy here. Boom. Unfortunately, his sister, as a white mage, can only equip staves. Apparently, rods and staves aren't quite the same thing in this world. So everyone's HE and MP good. Looks like it. Let us save and then let us attack on Baron Castle. It is nice to have a second meleeman's in the team. A meleeman's. Locked. Baron Key says no. Anything over here? See? Best secret items you didn't want me to know about. $1,000. I think they put that there just so you could equip a Yang if you came here flat broke. Okay, we're back in the dungeons of Fungin. Yeah, you're like a bunch of angry fish. I've seen this before. Yuck. Dr. Comet hates fish. Dead. I'll always take a free potion unless I can't hold it. Yay. 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 Alright. Well, ain't you crowd fuck pleasant? We've got different types of battle clams down here, boys. Smack, smack. Go see if I could pig one of them fish. We probably don't even need to be twin casting because you'll notice that Cecil and Yang both one-shot their targets. Yang mainly because... Did we even equip the Thunderclaw on Yang? I can't remember. Yeah, we did. Okay, so that's why he's doing such good damage. Such good damage! Not since I was finally able to buy that, buy that silver sword in TMVA Final Fantasy 1 has there been such good damage. Okay, so... Oh, they're elect fish. I get it. I get it. I see why our shenanigans and antics weren't working quite the way we hoped. So against them, I should be twin casting. That's what I've learned. So you could thunder one of them at the very least. I'm going to keep using the change rod until it works. So that's how a battle goes if you don't just use your MP. If you're too frugal with it. ABC, son, always be casting. Alright, gotta keep the ancient text at hand, son. This place is full of lies and deceit. Lies and deceit. So the most optimal way to ancient text my way around this area be to go up there, grab those, do that. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Aqua worm and elect fish. I see. A tsunami were declared. Boys, I ain't been in the tsunami in a while. The tsunami buffet. Oh yeah, the comet. And even Tella gained a level. Everybody drops diet food, boys. I'm telling you, it's hurtful. Remember Jenny Craig? That was like a meme thing back in the 90s. It was some kind of like diet food program you would join. That I assume didn't work. Like most things you can order off the television. I just assume it didn't work. Silk web. And there's actually a secret in the wall right here. Wall secrets, we call them. Secret wall chickens, son. Now Dust has looked up at his second monitor where he's watching us play through. With Fidget. She was sitting on his keyboard like a cat that wants attention while Dust was trying to do his work. Helen never gets cast any magic spells. I feel bad for him, so we're gonna let him cast a big old Blizzara on that gator. Oh yeah. So you'll notice even though Yang has the Thunder Claw equipped, he's not healing these enemies when he hits them. And that's because, luckily, even if you have a weapon that's the element an enemy absorbs, they won't absorb it, they just take reduced damage. I guess we could put the legendary sword back on Cecil and see if it does him better than that dancing dagger's doing. I mainly equipped that as an excuse to justify why we ran all the way back out to Mist Village. Boom. I think we've pretty much plundered this floor while the plundering's good. The perfect fight to get a preemptive strike on. Saved him from the icy hell that's coming. But the clams, the Doom clams, they weren't so lucky. And then there's this room. Tsunami. Guess Cecil and Yang tanked all that water because it didn't hit the crowd in the back. Booyah. How's everyone's magic points holding up? Pretty good. Yang's like, what the hell's a magic point? I thought you crowd were using your key when you were making all these fiery and icy and lightning explosions. Mr. Satan told me that it was just gimmicks. Alright, let's see. Do we want to go through that door? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. The ancient text says so. So here's a fun thing they did. They hid a secret in the save room. The ancient sword. So like Final Fantasy II, I think, had an ancient sword. This is a weapon that can put a debuff on the enemy, but it has like super low accuracy and less damage. So just a gimmick. Just another gimmick sword. Tents and cottages. Well, I happen to have some of those. So it won't be till Final Fantasy VI that we get the custom tents for each of the characters, for each of its 14 playable party members, not even including guest characters. You're like, wow, Uncle Tenfey, I know you like to cut it up and exaggerate, but there's no way a Final Fantasy game has 14 fucking characters in it. We're out here in the water. Once again, our drawers are going to be sopping wet when we get into the castle. It's the greatest challenge we face